Hi guys, for today's teardown, this cabinet has a very typical color of Soviet Navy equipment. If you check any photos of interiors of Soviet Navy ships or submarines, you will see it is this color. And for sure we have here a Soviet Navy piece of equipment. So it was only 25 euros on German eBay. It is a 10 kilos box. So on the front just a door, handle to open the door, hinges. On the top we have model and serial number. So it looks like this set of serial collectors is the model number, and here is the serial number. The weight is written 10.5 kilograms. Shock absorbing rubber mounts. And oops, on the bottom, connectors, 3 of them, with, interestingly enough, a pinout. It is not every day you get a pinout. And this one is obviously power supply in 220 volts. I might try to apply power to it, but it has not much to do because it has no indicators or whatever, so I am sure what will happen. I must first check if there is no safety issue doing this. And I do not want magic smoke also. So here just I did add caps for to protect the connectors a little bit. Ground connection here, and it is all for the outside. Detail here on the locking mechanism on the door, like such. And also detail on the hinges. In fact, excuse me, they are made that in the way that more you open the door, more it will be tight, because this piece here on the top is actually a nut that is threaded to the shaft here, but that is secured to the door. So if I open the door, it will turn, but it will become tighter and tighter, and it is something you can adjust. But for the video I will just remove the door because it will be much easier. So let me just try to reinstall this super heavy box in a steady way. And now what you have been expecting, what do we have inside? Ta-da! Here is what it looks like. Not much to see actually. Just two fuse holders, a row of numbers and letters here, and this cover. Inside the door, which is in very good condition by the way, probably here a part number and some quality control stamps here. Okay, so before I open this part and show you, I will actually remove the door because it is in the way. So to do such a thing, you have just to undo the 2 little screws without losing them, because it is Russian screw and I have only 10 kilos of them in stock, so it should be a little bit annoying. Then second one here, and now I should be able, yes, just to unscrew this part. That looks like this, and the handle, the shaft should actually just fall like such. Not a problem. I will do the same thing at the top. Okay. Oh no, the door is loose. Very serious rubber seal all around. By the way, I put this in a safe spot, and we are good to continue. So, to show you the insides, I will now put the camera overhead. I think it will be easier for me. So, here is what we have behind the door, zoomed in for you. Much of the name of the signals here do actually match the ones of the connector pin out. So we will figure it out just after. Here you have two big thumb screws to open the cover here, and two fuse holders. So this one is a very typical Russian one with a flower shape on the little fuse, dated of 1986, this one. But actually this one, I believe it is the first time ever I see it. It is another model of fuse holder for bigger fuse model, and I do not think I did already get one previously. You can see the contact is heavily silver coated. You need it for a power fuse, obviously, in the Soviet Navy. So little hook here to allow pulling open the door, and this cover. So what do we have behind this cover? I will remove it with my new diamond coated tip screwdrivers that I was suggested by a viewer of my channel to try out. They seem quite nice, and actually the diamond coating gives a much better grip on the screws. So what do we have in here? We have this, nothing inside the cover. So apparently what is happening in here is that you take a big wire harness from the inside, one other big wire harness from the inside, and you permanently connect them together. I do not get the point of doing this. Maybe it is to be able to reconfigure some stuff by modifying the connections, but the wires are quite short, so you cannot easily do this. Maybe it is to allow probing the signals. If not, I do not understand why doing something like this, why don't just having the wires inside connected to themselves and creating this big mess on the top of the box. Quite a mystery. So I will reinstall this cover because obviously there is not much to see here. And, excuse me, we will open the big two screws that will reveal the contents. Focus, please. Thanks. Okay. So I will try to unzoom as much as I can. I will undo the two super big screws. So this box is 10 kilos. It is a thick die-cast aluminum, but one detail I did not show, I did forget about. On the back, actually, the casting is of pretty bad finish, as you can see. A lot of defects in the holes and such in the casting. Quite weird. So, here is what we have inside. We have stuff at the bottom of the box and stuff on the door. We will start with the stuff at the bottom. The wires coming from the connectors here. Oops, it is not really easy. One loose diode here, all on. Then big transformer, obviously, converting the 220 volts, and what seems to be here a big bridge rectifier, but I do not see many capacitors. So if it is a power supply, I guess you need capacitors somewhere, but I do not see a lot of them. The fuse holder here that is secured with a big aluminum plate on the transformer, and here actually we have a micro switch that is pressed by this set screw here in the door. So maybe it is a alarm device or anti-tampering device or something like this. At least it seems to be able to detect when the door is opened. Interesting. Nothing else in the box part, except that you can see this is mounted on a thick aluminum plate that is also attached with the big thumb screws. Then what we have in the cover, we have on this part here first, so I have no idea of what it is all about and what it is doing. The other fuse holder, relay, a few two electrolytic capacitors here, little board here with one ceramic gold IC, some transistors, power transistor diodes, and behind here two square relays. You can see them here. Then we have what seems to be the main electronics unit. It is this assembly here, which is a stack of several layers with a big wire harness here connected to it, and it has some unusual finish, and also at this side some felt wrapping around the wires. Not something you see every day. A few power resistors here, and I will try not to break my display by doing this. Here a whole row of bolts, which seem very much like being actually power diodes. Interesting. One more model number or part number stamped in here. So we have two little thumb screws that will enable this lifting this piece, because it is also on the hinge. So first you can see one wire harness going to this board, a number of what seems to be identical setup of components, 4 or 8 of the same circuit with the same ICs here, with which are, by the way, quite weird. Look at this, the shape of the legs here. You have two legs on this side, a few here, 8 maybe, and two legs that are poking out of the IC here but going this way. And everything is surface mount. Small glass body diodes between them, and here a bunch of lead bug transistors and metal can diodes. Everything connected by this single wire harness that you can flip open like this in order to access the second layer, which has more little ICs. Again, one single wire harness going to it with a felt material, some air it seems here. Yes, it is, and it is actually secured in the cable clamp here. So seems to be factory original air. Quite a surprise. So I will undo the second layer here. Like this. So on the back of this circuit board, a number of red resistors, You can see the circuit boards are actually bolted here to this metal frame. No threaded inserts in the metal, it is a nut that they did add. And finally, here at the bottom, we have a whole army of relays. As I did specify, yes, we have power diodes here, a whole bunch of them, and these big relays that seem to be made for mounting on circuit board. Well, at least they do not have a regular loop you might find to attach a cable or wire like on this transistor here. It is just a pin, and they did have to wrap the wire around the pin. So we have 7 of this relay and also 7 of this smaller model. Quite interesting. About this relay, here you can see, you can guess a little bit of here the manufacturer logo and the schematic on the relay that is stamped on it. Okay, and actually it is all for this thing. A whole bunch of relays and some integrated circuits and a power supply. So maybe I will try to power it, but what can happen? Only having humming noise from the transformer and maybe some relays clicking. It is really impressive, this thing. I am quite happy I found this. Actually, the seller had 2 similar boxes of the same form factor, externally the same, but the other one was just power supply, regular power supply inside. Nothing terribly interesting. Smaller transformer and just diodes and capacitors. Nothing particular, but this one was loaded with the relays on the gold ceramic IC, so I did select this one. Maybe I believe the other one did not sell, so maybe at some point I will get the second one, but it was not so exciting in fact. And it was missing also the big wire harness mess at the front, so okay. So this part here was missing. It was just a blank panel with a fuse holder, I believe, if I remember correctly, so not much to see on the other one. But this one really is loaded with nice Soviet electronics. And it is, I believe, my first ever Soviet Navy electronics part. I have something else that is already featured on my channel that might be from a submarine, but I will show you it. It is actually this thing. Check the link on the top right to see the teardown of this device. Maybe it is rather for a bunker, because it is not the correct color for Navy, and really heavy construction, even heavier than the other one here. So I believe this is bunker interphone system or something like this. Super strong and heavy. Sadly missing a lot of parts and very rusty inside. Okay, so I will reinstall the door of this thing and put it in storage. I hope you did enjoy this teardown of probably Soviet Navy electronics. Thanks for watching, bye bye.